All right, traders, welcome back. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the close. It seems like, yes, we got energy up, technology just slightly ticked into the red there right when I started the show. We'll take a look at what's going on in the markets. A little bit of a bounce back today. Will it hold towards the close? We'll find out, of course, with Joel Elconin here at PreMarket Prep at the close. Let's dive on in.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, let's bring Joel back. He's back at the close. They missed you last week, man. They were like, man, get this guy Mitch off. We see him too much. We need Joel back.
It's hard, man. It's hard to go an hour or a half hour by yourself just rambling. I know. But great job. Get focused back here a little bit on the markets. I want to say it's a win for the Bulls, but I just can't say that the way we're fading here. As always, we look at the pre-market levels for direction, see if we're going to just continue to crash and burn. And the Bulls made a successful defense of the pre-market low, 4006.75. We only got the 4017 even. On the upside, the Bulls did okay too. They got us green on the session. We talked about that a lot today. I don't know how you all were trading your individual stocks, but if they got the unch on the day, that was probably a pretty good selling opportunity. But now we're back down. We're down 1350, 4046. We backed off the high, so I guess a slight edge to the Bulls, but the fact that at this point that we're not closing green on the session means that it's a win for the Bears. The Bulls are controlling the crude market here, up 382 at 96.88. More supply cuts, and that's all the traders need to hear on that. And send the algorithms buy. Now 97.37 high, as I said, up 382. Gold tried to go green, did go green, can't hold on, down 60 cents to 17.4920. Silver, tight range, 43-cent range, down 17 cents at 18.65 and a half. Bitcoin, 20K, right on the nose, down 420. We know where support is here. Support is support until it's taken out. And that 18.4, I don't know when we hit that, but actually, that's the silver low. Low 19.345, the low of the move, and the futures 18.4. And Ethereum, that's down to not much, 22.50 at 15.14 and a half.
All right, where do we get started? I'm going to go with where I saw, relative strength continue, which of course we just took the look at the energy plays, but let's take a look at uranium plays. So with that, I'll just call out URA, which is the Global X Uranium ETF, to try to keep it simple here for us. And of course, we can take a look at different names inside of the ETF, but not a bad kind of 2 days. It had a pullback there on Friday, now pushing right back up. It's not a bad one to keep on watch as we're getting a lot of the uranium names to make some lift.
It's a big move. Tried to get to yesterday's low, missed it by only a nickel. Wow, look at that open. You talk about taking shots on the open, and we can point out some other things too. But 21.65 open, 21.65 right on the low, trading near the highs of the session. We got to see if we can sneak our head. We got a 4-star level here at 24.21. That was your high on June 8th, and 24.28 right there, your May 5th high. That's what we need for, to get above hold 24, another run higher. First leg of a 2-day run, maybe, but we had this kind of day last Wednesday, and then gave it back on Thursday and Friday. Also running into some major monthly resistance here. Oh, right there, right where those highs are. 24.25, folks. Let's keep an eye on that. If you're trading uranium, but uranium ETF, URA.
Yep. And with this one, you guys, I'll just throw out three tickers to kind of keep on mind. There's so many you guys can take a look at. I know Jay has a couple of them that he takes a look at, but definitely UEC is on my radar here. That's going to have a 1.2 cap. It's a cheaper named price, but it does have high cap there. Volume trading about 18.3 million shares. So it's not at least super illiquid, but looking for a move above the 447 level. You have a weekly level that it runs into 446 and 447
Right
there.
there.
They seem interesting. All
Yep,
right,
you're
let's
right
keep
there
going.
right now. Yep,
Yep.
yep. Actually, closing above 440 would be a good signal here because you did punch over your head a few times over 440. Never really can manage that close over 440. So that's a good look at UEC. Having a good day.
All right, let's keep going. Let's get out of this. Let's go towards some of those energy plays that had the best day. Of course, you can take a look at, let's do ExxonMobil, and then we'll go to one that we don't follow too much, so maybe PBR. That's having also a really good, nice day.
All right, ExxonMobil had the pair highs at 100. They cleared out that seller once crude started rocking and rolling to the upside. Real good day. Looked like you're going to get that close in triple digits too. So as the rally in crude continues, so does the rally in CVX. Looks like to get that close over ExxonMobil. We'll go to CVX here, and not as impressive a day in CVX, but still not a bad day. Trying to We've already gotten back half of that move, tight range. So nice rally in it, but you find it from some sellers in CVX.
USO is also starting to come up there, and that's one that we kind of watch that goes more in line with kind of the futures market and oil and starting to get going here. So I'm going to keep watch on that one the next couple of days to see if it plays catch up. All right, let's keep going towards some other stocks and some movers on out there. Of course, there's been a lot of movement. I saw Netflix get a middle of the day kind of catalyst run. This was brought by Bloomberg announcing that their ad supported tier would be in the $7 to $9 range. So if we're taking a look at least a stock that has a micro catalyst that's getting a little bit of a push here today. And it also, I felt like it held up Disney too. So we'll see how this really kind of pushes it. I think these are going to run kind of hand in hand now. I'm starting to really focus on this relationship between Disney and Netflix to see if it's going to actually kind of really correlate here. Of course, they're kind of viewed as the streaming giants. I'll call them that right now with Disney Plus and Netflix. Could they bounce back? Could Netflix get into that gap zone above? We were watching that
Jeez.
last week, but then of course Friday's knockdown was like, nope, don't even think about it. We'll see.
The chart on the upper right, it looks like, whoa, that's a heck of a run. And then you go to the lower right and you're like, whoa, that's absolutely nothing. Undercut and rally, if you were focusing on Friday's low, 2023.15, Friday's low, 21.52 today. Once again, if you're going to take shots on days like this, a lot of those opportunities come near the open. You had the bad day on Friday, follow through in the pre-market, little bit of washout. The day traders, hey, I'm going to take it home and hope for a higher open. They don't get the higher open. You got a little bit of a flush. What we're going to be looking at here in the long term for our Netflix shareholders is okay. Is this just a little pullback here? Like we had a nice run up, and this is to buy the dip. Well, of course, we want to see the market continue going, but I see some room up to this 237 area. What was the high that you had from last week? Your high from last week, 236.95. So let's see. Let's creep back up there, 236, 237. Show that we want to take back more than this 50% and get above that, work our way into the 240 handle. What I'd be afraid of here if I was long shares in Netflix. I like if it can't get this half of this move back up here, then maybe you just got another top here, another major top here from Friday, and then you could just do your math projecting on the downside. But good day going against the market up to a point and a half, 1.42% when the market's down 0.77%. So good day for Netflix, House of Mouse. That earnings, man. People just got too carried away on that earnings. 125 psychological level coming back down. Market forces working against it. 112.67 was the high before the earnings day. And how low did we get today? Gap fill. We should have a little warning light going on. Got to 112.41, filled that gap by 16 cents and back up on the day. So let's form a couple more lows in this area in the house of mouse and then do the same trick. And basically, how high did you get? You got up to 126 is 14, 7, 119 and a half, folks. That's what you need. Wait, is that right? Yep, 26 and a half to 12 and a half. Yep, that's 14 when I went to school. Half of 14 is 7. That takes you up to 1950. Okay, back in this area. That's what you want to see for continuation rally in Disney after a pullback following earnings and the markets.
Keep on watch, but it looks like we are starting to get a little bit of a rise in some of these commodities like wheat and corn. You could take a look at them. WEAT is one way to just kind of keep on watch. These are the two Cream funds. I've had two Cream on. We might have to bring them on to pre-market prep. I might be able to kind of set that up, but something definitely to keep on watch with these commodities. Wheat starting to come back on up. There's a big volume day there. I saw a lot of option activity starting to show up there. So it's something to keep on watch. How do you see the futures?
Yeah, that wheat link here in the above the commodities. Really good day though. Rallying off that double bottom from Thursday and Friday. You got to pay attention here. I mean, this is one of the commodities that has not rebounded. 14 a barrel down to under 770, and now creeping back up. So you do have a couple pesky highs here, but I don't know. I think the momentum here could easily take it through there. Pair of highs, where'd they come in? At about 861 and a half a bushel. So if you're
Yep.
playing this to the long side, that's really your next daily high interference. 861 and a half. Corn has already made its move off the low, creeping back. Let's look at natty gas. Look at that. $10. $10
Yeah.
right on the nose, Mitch. Remember we were talking about
Big,
that?
yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
just trying to bust into double
It's
digits and
It's going to
couldn't do
be
it.
all dependent on Wednesday. Wednesday, Nord Stream 1 supposedly going to go down, right? Will it come back? That's the question that you're going to be looking at for natural gas. Is going to be the question. This is just going to be, it's kind of in one of those binary situations, whether if it can come back on at certain percentage, I think it, gets what usually happens to oil and why they call it the widowmaker, and it gets knocked right back down. But if for any reason it doesn't come back on, or it comes back on less than what it had prior, remember they had gotten it up to about 20%. Will they come lower than that? That's something that we need to keep on watch. Nord Stream 1 is so important. It's going to determine a lot of what happens in Europe. How quickly will they be in a crisis? It's going to be all dependent on what happens after Wednesday's 31st shutdown of Nord Stream 1. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at some other stocks that have been moving today. I did see Honda Motors and LG Energy Solutions plan to invest $4.4 billion. I think it's an important thing to keep on watch is the battle for US and the buyers' incentives. Looks like we lost Joel there. I don't know if I lost myself here too. Looks like my internet's dropping out. Joel, do we have Comcast together?
What happened?
Do you have Comcast? Because my internet's dropping too. It's like no more Comcast. Guys, I think we both have Comcast. Joel, do we both have it?
Yeah, we
It
do.
looked like it hit at the same time. Joel got booted. I got the boot. I got frozen up. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to watch Comcast to see what happens there. But definitely,
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
I don't know what happened there, guys.
silent.
Let me go back. Let me go back. I was talking about Honda Motors and LG's energy solution plan to invest $4.4 billion to build a battery plant for electric vehicles in the US. Of course, I'm bringing this up because we were kind of talking about on pre-market prep the battle for US EV buyer incentives. And a lot of this is what they need to source more materials in North America. These are the kind of headlines that I expect to be coming down the line with Honda Motors, LG, different companies investing here in the United States because they want those incentives, right? And so they need to start kind of building up and planning for this because it's not going to be as simple as just being like, okay, let's open this tomorrow, right? It's going to take a little while. It's going to take some investment money. So it's something to keep on watch.
All right, boy, got a lot there to digest. I'm just looking at 27 bucks. I can't get that out of my head for you.
Share your charts again, Joel, and
Oh,
knocked
we
it
got to
down.
do the reshare.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
because
reshare, no worries.
good old Comcast here. Boom, boom, showing the charts. HMC, as we know, a Honda Motor. Inside day, just a pesky seller at 27. Your high from last week. Wow, you got what? You got how many highs there? Holy mackerel. I mean, going back over a week, I'd say that 27 got to knock out that 27 seller and settle above 27. Boy, that 27 to 27.50 handles pesky. So not a bad day going contra to the market, up 46 cents. But man, until it can get back over a 27 there, boom, boom, boom. I don't know. Tough sledding for HMC. Is the other stock? The other stock is that a stock
LG,
or
LG
LG?
Energy Solutions. So, I'm sure of LG. It's
Yeah.
not something you're going to be able to trade there.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's get into the next one here. Next topic, PDD. Let's take a look there. It held it, even though a lot of the other ones kind of gave up their lift from it. I think that you saw in PDD it kind of hold some of the gain
Yeah.
there, but the other Chinese names kind of gave up
Ah,
after a little bit of a rally. You can see JD coming towards a red close here. Baba also coming to a kind of a red close, but PDD hanging on there today.
Yeah, I think got this one a little bit wrong today because it did sell off, but what we were focusing on at least in today this morning, was taken out 63.69, and actually I never even saw that 65.04 open. Blasting into the 70 handle, 72.19. Whoa, someone got a little bit carried away, but not liking the close here. You're now $5 off that. So now that you've distanced yourself from that intraday high, 72.19, sellers coming down tomorrow, right? They're going to say, oh, I missed selling this in the 70 handle. Maybe I'll go 69.50. So pin duo, good day, but can't call it a great day when you pull back from the highs as much as you had. I did notice that Baba gave some back. That's two red candles. A lot of people stuck. Also on the thing like today, a lot of people stuck from Friday, right? And that's what you had. You got back into triple digits for Baba and then falling back down. So two red candles in a row for the Bobster. S&Ps once again making a lot of chop here in the 40-40 handle. I did see us poke our head above it, try and make a run at closing green. But now that's becoming less and less of a possibility. Down 14 handles at 45 and a quarter.
Yeah, I did see some comments today. Fed comments, Kashkari, who's not a FOMC voting member anymore, but he was stating that he was happy with the market's reaction to, of course, Jackson Hole, and he stated that he certainly was not excited to see the stock market rallying after the last FOMC meeting because he knows how committed we all are to getting inflation down. He meant the Fed there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
They're
with
committed,
this.
but you know what? Market forces can be a lot more determinant of inflation than
Definitely.
what they do with interest rates. Like I said, I mean, we all kind of like, why we rally on that inline CPI number, right? And we
Mhm.
did. I guess that was showing a peak, but right now, just looking at when they take those readings, we talked about it before. That I don't know, we cannot just have. It wasn't even that benign of a number, but could be even less benign now. Losing altitude here once again,
Yep.
falling in under 40-40. So the Bears, they waited, and then working
Well,
hard here in the last hour, press us back down, trying to make it a bigger red day than the close.
one stock that just keeping my eyes on, and the reason I'm calling it is it just for me is the focus for technology now. It's grabbed a hold of a lot of investors' eyes. Is it Nvidia? Last week you weren't able to see it, Joel. I don't know if you caught it, but after it reported, came down and it shocked everybody, making a push there on Thursday, and then followed by, of course, the old rug pull on Friday.
I saw
And
that.
I was as confused. And there's not many times that you guys hear me say this, but on Thursday, I actually came on this show and I said, I don't understand what's going on. So I'm not going to try to make logic of it. The earnings reported, the
It was
earnings
not
were
good.
horrible. It was horrible. It wasn't even not good. It was horrible. In my eyes, it just showed weakness moving forward for forward earnings. And the guidance had been the focus for a while. So it was interesting to see that pop back. But then, of course, Friday's rug pull came in, and today, I almost was looking for the quick pop at the gates for it to be like kind of a trap, and now it's just been leaking and leaking. That shows me more and more I'm focusing on Nvidia for my technology read.
Yeah, I mean, they guided, they warned, they came out, they missed the warned guidance, and then boom, continuation move. If you were focusing on the low from Friday, and that's a lot what we talk about, can you, when you have that lower open, can you, first things first, can you get back to the previous day's low, and in this instance, the low in the close, 62.37 and 62.60. Well, you got through it by a little bit less than a buck, but selling it on the way up is one thing. Maybe a buck is too much heat for you, but selling it when it came back down through that close at 162.60, boom. It really never even gave you a shot back there. Did we fill the gap? If you're a gap trader, 57.82. That was your high. And this was, I don't know what, I'm trying to get my days together here. Was that the day they warned? I can't remember. But what was the low today? Low today, 58.95. So you didn't quite get the gap fill. But the way it's closing near the lows of the session, maybe you can hang out there for that 158 area.
Yeah, just to kind of how we didn't even go back a little bit into that huge drop on Friday just
Nothing.
shows me weakness. Just shows me
People caught,
weakness.
and people
Yeah.
caught on Thursday.
I mean, who could have that candle could catch a lot of people. That candle that popped on Thursday, I'm telling you, that day, Joel, everything just started to everything seemed strong in tech, but the leaders weren't running. That gave me a little bit of a warning sign. I wish you would have been here that day. That's why I always love having Joel towards the close. He's always looking at the leadership and catches those moves, especially when they just don't look like they're moving. And then you're seeing some
The
stocks
money. Yep.
carry the rally. That's how you can easily get it knocked down. Let's go to ARKK because I think this is important. Seeing it close towards some weakness here just shows
Mhm.
us growth popped a little bit today. Tried to hold those a lot of 50% retracements on out there, but just couldn't do it today.
Yeah, pre-market prep stock of the day once again striking early, striking often turned out to be a good thing. 41.90 low, pre-market low was at 41.50. Whoever hit that panic button on the open or that 4 a.m. open, a little bit of regret. This actually went green by a decent margin today. 42.84 was your close. You got to 43.40. But no can do. Now this is what we're going to be looking at. This is what it's the next couple days here for Kathy. Can it establish one low is not good enough for me in the same area. But are the big boys really nibbling at 41.80, 42? We'll find out over the next couple days whether this was just a breach of support and a snapback. But before you get me jumping in here, hook, line, and sinker, you got to show me that you can put at least more than one low in there at that area. The current low, 41.86, currently trading 42.26.
We'll see what happens in the market. I mean, it's a tough one right now. I'm seeing a lot of things turn around here after a decent rally. I mean, it was a really good rally for a while there. And of course, like always, there's two types of markets, and it seems like this one is getting back into the chop, going right back down to some of those lows. Now everyone starts to question here: is the bear market back? Is it going to stay?
Well, I think Friday was more than enough to say, that little bear market rally. If you weren't convinced on Friday, by Friday's action,
Yeah.
then I don't know what it would take. Because as I mentioned this morning. I mean, while I'm gone, I'm still, following the markets here. And when you get a look like that on a Friday, I mean, you were right. You were within 3, 4 points of the and I could pull it up on the spider too. Yeah, because it did it during the regular session. I mean, boom, that was a reversal from the high. Actually, the SPY did make it. Did it make a new high of the week? Yeah. 1996 versus 1956. The spoos couldn't quite do it. But yeah, that's a bad candle. That's a candle that kind of hurts, and also the not getting even back into that candle, very much of it today. Not a good sign for the bulls. And you're talking about not a good sign for the bulls here. We're leaking, man. Someone get a cork or a plug here and stop. Probably maybe some sell imbalances here on the close. So we are inching our way back. That open, the opens for both the 6 p.m. session and the open for the day session real close to each other, 40.24, 40.28. So Bears perking their head up here in the
Yeah, at least the
yeah.
imbalance that I have wouldn't give that thought that's why it's the leakage there. I had 89 million to the buy. That's not
That's
even
not even
not even worth mentioning. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Now, one thing that I am starting to see that's turning around that is going to have my mentality for tomorrow is I saw ENPH kind of give up that push that it
Oh,
tried to
did
do
it?
today.
Okay.
And then this kind of closing down towards it. I'm keeping a close eye on this name because I feel like that last candle gave me some insight today. It tried to get back up there to 295. Now I'm just going to be looking for the 280 cut to come down and fill in that gap that it
That's
has
a big
on the
out.
daily.
A gap and a gap. There we go. What do we do? Do we get green on the session on this one? Yeah, we got green by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Man, 305.66. You got man, nothing up there.
There's
You
a
couldn't even
sneaky
get to.
seller or something in the 290s to
Yeah,
295, somewhere
they're
in
probably
there.
just layering it up,
Yeah.
someone that really, okay, well, yeah, I'm not going to get 300, but, you know, layering up, going with the lower size, at 290, giving them some more size at 291, sticking it to them at 292, 294, come and get me with my biggest order, 295, and then finally they caught it. Don't like the close, undercutting Friday's low. So a lot of people tried to get out today. They couldn't. Well, still, I mean, I don't think you could throw this out on the rally out until you still got 10 more bucks on the downside. 72.71. That was low last week in EMPH. That was made a week ago today.
We'll see what happens here, guys. The bell's about to hit, and we will be back with you guys tomorrow, like always, right here on Pre-Market Prep to maybe put some sense into the market. We'll see what happens. The market is coming down fast here towards the close, and we'll continue to see. Is this hitting energy too? Yeah, even energy pulling back a little bit with this. Just shows that it's dragging the market completely here. All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll sign out for Monday. And like always, give us a thumbs on up. If you don't follow my man, Joel Elconin at Spoos on Twitter, give him a follow. let's see if he gets some love today. Give him some follow, guys, out there. As he
Thanks, Mitch.
bounce
Great
back.
job. I'll be back. I'll be back more in tune with the market after a little bit of layoff. But everyone, have a good night.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Like always, do me the favor, hit the thumbs on up and hit that subscribe if this is your first time catching the show. This is where we cover the market close, every action that kind of hit, what caught the tape, what caught your eyes out there. Like always, you guys run the show also, so hit some feedback up after. Hit the comments. Tell me what stock caught your attention today that you will be probably trading tomorrow. So who knows? Maybe we'll be able to cover it on pre-market prep because you threw it up in the comments below. See you next time, and let's keep going. And just for the chat, yes, I haven't been to Oktoberfest, but I do have German citizenship, so I need to get on out there. So who knows? Maybe we go to Oktoberfest this year. Starting to get up there, right? See you next time, guys. Hit the like.